Yeah, hello, welcome back to my channel. So we're still on series and we're looking at academic skills. We'll start off first with certain issues that students encounter, especially international students. So I hope you follow through. And if you haven't subscribed, please do. That encourages me to keep uploading videos. Okay, so really, when you get into the UK, you will find out immediately that there will be certain things that are different from what you're used to in your home country. Okay, it'll be worth watching the video around things you wish you knew or I wish I knew before coming, and that will give you some insights into certain things that were like a culture shock to me that was different, especially with the educational system. So, well, maybe in your country there are certain levels of laxity in terms of what is defined as misconduct or not appropriate. Maybe you're allowed to take in a textbook, for example, into an exam hall. Maybe it's a norm to get some questions before the day. Whatever it is, well, in the UK, it's quite different. Okay, so here, academic misconduct is really engaging in any practice whatsoever that is below the required standards, you know. And these are certain topics, as some of the topics it will cover when you come in for your induction. So basically, it could just include maybe cheating during an exam malpractice, where you bring in a material that you're not supposed to have there, or copying from a friend or whatever. That's not allowed at all in the UK. We also have collusion, and it's when you're working with a friend or maybe a colleague on a particular assignment that is not a group work, it's just for an individual. That again, you could have similar ideas or have written similar things. It will not fly. It's not acceptable at all. The other one is impersonation. Maybe somebody goes in to write an exam, or you go in to write an exam for somebody. That's not allowed at all. And then finally, plagiarism. Now, this one is the most common because a lot of people find themselves doing it not knowing that they are plagiarizing because perhaps they're used to just responding to questions. I've had these conversations, I've sat in panels with students, they've had to go through this, and oftentimes they're not even sure they did this. Some of them are like, it wasn't deliberate, it wasn't intended, and most likely so, you know. And I think it's where I'll be really um, zooming in on. I want to talk more about this plagiarism in a couple of minutes. So really, if you want to avoid plagiarism, you have to avoid just writing other people's ideas in your own words without citing them, or writing other people's ideas by just copying and pasting what they've said. That is a that's the road to having academic misconduct uh, issues. Okay, so you need to paraphrase properly. You need to cite your references or sources. Um, Okay, so we're already aware of what plagiarism is. It's really copying another person's piece of work or idea without having a reference, referencing them properly, or just writing it in your own words without citing them, or overly writing and copying and pasting what others have said, even if you cite them. Your plagiarism or similarity score could go really high, that your work will be suspected for plagiarism. So they use, most universities here use Turnitin. So you want to be very cautious of it. You want to ensure that you paraphrase properly, you reference and cite your piece of work accordingly. Okay, brilliant, superb. So now there are different types of plagiarism, from completely copying someone else's work. I've only seen that once. I had two students who decided, I don't know how they got around it, but they submitted the same piece of work, just they had different names. When I had marked the first one, the second one sounded so alike. I had to go back and check. And when I did my analysis, I realized that, you know, the first, I don't know who wrote the paper first, or maybe they sent it off to somebody to do it for them, and that person just took both, took money from both of them and gave them the same uh, material because the assignment was about doing an analysis of a company. So they wrote exactly the same thing, which is impossible. Realistically, no matter how similar people are, we all write differently. Our styles are different. You can't, for example, if you use a C in the start of your sentence, even if it's the same topic, I could use something else. So it can't be exactly the same. Okay. Another one is source based. When you're referencing something that doesn't exist. I've only heard of that once. Someone was saying that students had put up this reference list that, they weren't sources at all. And but the ideas they wrote were good. They attended classes, just they were busy working. They didn't get the time to really read different materials. And that student was aware that they needed to cite something, so they just cooked up a lot of references and added to their work. You could say that's smart. I mean, to have such brilliant ideas and just accredit it to, some unknown sources, but again, not academically sound. Another one could just be the direct plagiarism, where you're just copying word for word, really. And it could also be yourself or auto plagiarism, where you're using a material. Say, for example, you did something on a particular company in a module and you just repeat it in the second module. That's not accepted. You need to do a new piece of work for your second module. Okay. Now, another one could be paraphrasing plagiarism. This is the most popular of them all. You just basically use someone else's writing, and just make some changes here and there, maybe a keyword, using some synonyms, and that's not enough. You could also make your Turnitin score, similarity score, to go really high, and yeah, that could land you, having to go for the first stage of this academic integrity meeting that most universities do have. Okay, you can have inaccurate authorship, like you can see here, accidental plagiarism as well. You just maybe just due to negligence, really, just unintentionally copy and paste whatever it is that's there. Or mosaic plagiarism as well, where you just interlace someone else's phrases, sentences into your own work, without really citing them. So just be aware of all of this. Okay, this is a all right, that's it really. Thank you very much. I hope you've been able to subscribe and like the video if you do like it. Thanks a lot. I'll see you in subsequent videos where I'll be covering citation, referencing, and we'll also look at paraphrasing. You don't want to miss that video. So please do hit the notification bell and you will be notified once the video is uploaded. Okay, thanks guys. Take care. Bye.